What's up, guys? It's John Reeves Live, and today we're going to be doing a reaction to Anpanman. I think is how you pronounce it. If I'm saying it horribly wrong, please let me know in the comments. Just completely call me out on it. It's totally cool. But it's from BTS. I'm really excited about this one. I've heard that it has something to do with either like a cartoon character or like an action hero or something like that. So I know that there's a little bit of a backstory to it. So included in this video, we're going to be doing a lyric video so I could see what they're trying to say. We're going to then be watching a bookish theories explanation and then a couple other episodes and a live show. So like there's a couple of things that we're going to be watching here as well too. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that sub button, smash the like, and let's get into this video right now. 3, 2, 1, boom! That's V? Alright, first of all, let's just address the elephant in the room. V's got a really low voice, and then that's got a crazy effect on it. Like, that sounds totally different. I was like, wait, what? That was pretty cool. But either way. This song sounds completely different. Like, if I didn't know that this was BTS, I don't know that I would know that this is BTS. So it sounds cool. It sounds different, though. That chorus is so freaking catchy, and there's a lot of stuff going on in this song. There's a lot of effects and voices. There's a lot of really cool different beats, but that one chorus right there really brought it back into like BTS style. For me, this song at least doesn't sound like anything else that I've ever heard from BTS, but I've learned to expect kind of the unexpected from them anyways, but that chorus definitely had like that BTS feel. We're going to go back just a little bit so we can hear more of the RM part because I feel like I cut him off a little bit here. So going back.
모든 게 두렵네 사랑하는 게 너만이 생겼기에 누구 말에 너도 이제 꼰대다 됐어 자격 없어 그냥 하던 거나 잘해 그래 더 난 영웅 이거 봐줄 수 없는 건 단팥빵과 수고했단 말뿐이다만 물은 바로 날라 밝게 날 불러줘
Okay, so like I said, I think that this song is actually based on something. Like there might be a superhero named Anpanman. I'm not positive on that. I don't really know, but we're for sure going to find out. But really quick, before we actually do find out what it's actually talking about, I think this is more or less talking about, like, even though I might not be what would be considered a superhero, like I'm not Superman, I'm not like this just larger than life person or something like that. I still want to be something great, or like a hero of sorts to people, like an everyday hero kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm getting from it. I'm not sure if that's really what it's actually talking about, and it could literally not be talking about any type of heroic things. Maybe it just wants to, you just want to be a great person, maybe talking about something along those lines. But that's kind of what I'm getting from it. But song wise, this has like a different feel to it, but it also has kind of like a really cool catchy sing-along thing. So in the live performance, I'm definitely expecting to see like ARMY singing along a lot whenever they're saying the name of the song. I don't want to keep mispronouncing it. We will find out how to say it correctly. Anpanman or Anpanman? Not sure. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if I hear like ARMY singing that along as well too. And that really, man, J-Hope in that, I could definitely see just kind of going off and dancing and having fun. I don't know that this has got a lot of choreography to it as much as it's like one of those kind of like them having fun songs. Either way, let's get into the explanation right now. This is Bookish Theories. Swipe it.
Hello and welcome back to Bookish Theories.
I freaking love her voice.
In today's video, I would like to talk about BTS's Anpanman, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of the lyrics and the meaning behind the song.
Yes.
Anpanman is a song that deals with the theme of heroism in modern day society.
Boom.
The title is a reference to a Japanese manga by Takashi Anase, first published in 1973.
Oh, it is
The
an actual
manga
one.
was later adapted into an anime series that is still airing to this day.
What a
And the
cutie.
plot revolves around the
Yes.
adventures of Anpanman. A friendly superhero whose head is made out of Anpan, a traditional Japanese pastry filled with red bean paste.
His head is filled with a red bean paste? This superhero's onto something. Can we get a ramen man? Because that's my favorite food of all time.
The concept behind the original manga was inspired by the author's personal struggle during World War II. Forced to face long periods of starvation and hunger, Anase often dreamt of eating Anpan. So after the war, he created Anpanman, an unlikely superhero who fights evil and feeds the poor by giving out pieces of his Anpan head. While the hero is a symbol of justice, hope,
so
and
random.
generosity, his friendly appearance is meant to give comfort to those in need. And in the song, BTS turn into Anpanman to bring happiness and hope to ARMY. At the beginning,
Can I just say this really quick too? Like, I know I kind of like giggled about the whole like he's giving people parts of his head, just because it's like my messed up brain and I'm thinking how morbid that actually is. But the symbology of that, giving parts of yourself away metaphorically, not like Anpanman really giving you parts of his head to eat to help or benefit other people. I think that's really cool and like metaphorical. So like you could definitely read into that a lot. That's how the author kind of probably was looking at it as well too. But I think that's really interesting.
the song opens with V calling out for Anpanman, and his lines are meant to mirror the calling of those in need of his assistance. In the first verse, J-Hope takes on the role of the hero and introduces us to the topic of the song. That is, that the journey BTS has started with their music has led them to become heroes of sorts in the eyes of ARMY. Even if their appearance doesn't really fit the image of the traditional superhero they dreamt of becoming as children, the point of the song is to show that they are embracing this new role and that they will do their best not to disappoint those who need them. In J-Hope's verse, the focus is on the difference between the ideal of heroism and the reality behind it. BTS are not like Superman or Batman. They don't have superpowers, big muscles, or the equipment they need to fight evil the way a traditional hero would. But much like Anpanman, they still do their best with what they have, which is their music. In Suga's verse, the first lines focusing on lowering our expectations. As already stated in Hobie's verse, Yoongi here reinforces the idea that they are not superheroes, but they can be your hero, even if this seems like a contradiction. The point here is that even if they don't fit the ideal of heroism we are used to, they are still ready to help you if you need them. And this is so because they realize that if they don't do it themselves, nobody else will. When Yoongi addresses his mom, he asks who is gonna do it if it's not him, which is an idea that strongly defines the ideology behind their music as a whole. Ever since they debuted, BTS has always been very vocal about using their platform to bring awareness to social issues that aren't often talked about in their country. And this sense of personal responsibility is at the core of their music as well as the song itself. Since they're
So we actually just on Patreon watched a full video of Bang PD talking about their first album, and like pretty much it's like an hour-long conversation of Bang PD talking about BTS. But in that, he talked about he was kind of worried because a lot of people had mentioned how at the time what BTS was talking about being like rebelling against school and the ideas of school and stuff like that, and the social structure and stuff. They said that that was kind of like a last year's topic for them to be talking about. But he said that he wanted to give them the freedom to really talk about things that were important to them. And at the time that their debut was happening and they were writing and stuff like that, that's what all of the band members were like living at the moment, or the people that were writing the song. I think it's really cool that like she's pretty much summing that up right here, like their personal responsibilities. Like they, even back then in their debut times, they were talking about real world things that were affecting them personally at that time as well too.
so successful now, they realize that everything they say or do has a huge influence on a large number of people. So they choose to use this influence to bring a positive change. If you want to listen to them or not, however, is ultimately up to you, and that's why they say that you can call them if you need them. In the song, they're playing the role of Anpanman, so they tell you to call him instead of themselves. But this figure is a metaphor that shows what kind of hero they've actually become. Much like them, Anpanman is an unlikely hero, not only because he's half human and half bred, but because in many respects he's even weaker than those that need his help. Anpanman's main weakness is water, and every time he feeds his head to the poor, he has to go and get a new head because he cannot heal himself. His desire to help people literally hurts him, but he does it anyway because he understands that without him, people would starve. His behavior here implies a strong sense of social responsibility and selflessness, and these themes are perfectly conveyed in both the pre-chorus and the chorus. In the lyrics, the boys say that when you call them, that is, when you call Anpanman, they'll muster up their strength in order to become your strength and be the hero that you deserve. In the chorus, the focus is once again on the difference between ideal and reality. The lyrics here say that they are still Bangtan, that is, that they are still the young men lost in the maze of life that struggle to find their way. But it doesn't matter because now they are your hero, and that's more important than anything else. Even if they're hurt, they'll just hide it and move on, because in order to fulfill the role they have in your life, they need to put their fear behind. These lines perfectly mirror what Anpanman does in the anime, but it's also a great metaphor that shows you how different the reality is in comparison to the ideal that we are shown on screen. Even if a hero and an idol are very different figures, there are many similarities that make this parallel possible. In both cases, they are people who are under the public eye. They have the pressure to succeed in what they do, and are often perceived as an ideal of perfection rather than regular people. The song is meant to challenge this idea by explaining that, as a matter of fact, they are no different than anybody else. But since the influence they have on the audience is so strong, they feel the responsibility to embrace the role of the hero even if their only power is their music. Becoming the hero of the new generation is the price that comes with success. With great power comes great responsibility, and they know that, awesome. Even if sometimes they are the first ones who doubt themselves. In the third verse, Aram explains that sometimes the pressure that comes with being a hero scares him, because he received so much love that he feels like he cannot possibly give enough in return. Some people tell him that he is too old for this, others that he's not qualified enough and should just go back and do what he did before. But Namjoon wants to be your hero, even if all he can give you is Anpan, that is, a piece of himself and a word of comfort. The theme of self-doubt here is further developed in the bridge as well. In the lyrics, Jungkook and Jimin says that they are afraid of falling and letting you down. But their sense of responsibility towards you is so strong that they'll just keep going no matter what. Since they are your heroes, they believe in themselves. And even if they fall, even if they make mistakes, they will always try their best to be by your side when you need them. They will fight for you and with you. And even if they only have this song, all the Batmen don't stand a chance because they are your heroes and they know it. So that's it for me today.
Okay, so it's like a little off the mark, but I still feel like I was kind of somewhat there. I love that story about Anpanman. Like, I absolutely love the idea of giving a piece of yourself to help other people. But even if it's just there for you to like have a shoulder to cry on, you know, be able to offload like some of the things that are going on in your life and you be able to talk to somebody about it. I think that's kind of like still giving a part of yourself, giving your time, giving your like possibly sanity as far as like, you know, how deep the conversation goes. I absolutely love the idea of like that hero. He's so different from anything else I've ever heard of before. I kind of grew up with like Western superheroes, you know, so like larger than life figures like Superman or Batman. And leave it to BTS to give me something like completely new to think about as far as what a superhero could be. I absolutely love that. That was very cool, very different, and I can't wait to see this live. So wipe it! Yes!
What's up?
Freaking love it.
You're a hero,
Yeah.
right? Ready for your Anpanman.
What's that in the background, dude?
Ready for your Anpanman.
Okay, before this gets started, I just want to say this. If you guys watched one of our last episodes that we did of a BTS reaction, at the very end of it, we did a reaction to V and his like acapella things. And I feel like this is like the perfect freaking role for him because how freaking good is this? Like that voice, it has to be fun for him to do. Either way, let's get into it. I know J-Hope's about to start singing. Boom! What is that? Oh my god, that looks awesome.
You can call me, say y'all pop. Waiting for you, waiting for you,
That's freaking ridiculous. That looks so cool.
Keep falling, falling, still bounce. Don't tell me here about still a mirror. Young man. 계속 몰래 상처만. But falling, 실망. 아파도 힘과 두려움은 뒤로워. I'm a new generation Anpanman. I'm a new superhero Anpanman. 내가 가진 건 이 노래 한 방. Let me say it about my cop out. I'm a new generation Anpanman. I'm a new superhero Anpanman. 내가 가진 건 이 노래 한 방. Let me say it about my cop out.
Listen, I have never seen a band do this in my entire life before. Have a freaking blow up like a sliding castle thing. This is amazing. This is freaking awesome. I've never seen a band do this live before in my life. That's so funny. And I called it. I freaking called it. I was like, this doesn't sound like it's going to have a lot of choreography. They're just going to have fun live. Boom. I love this so much.
모든 게 두렵네 사랑하는 게 너무 많이 생겼기에 누구 말에 너도 이제 꼰대 닮았어 자격 없어 그냥 하던 거나 잘해 그래 또는 영국 이거 봐 줄 수 있는 거 잡아 봐 수고자만 보니자 마 부른 바로 날라 밝게나 불러줘 Ready for you Anpanman 좀더 힘을 내볼래 너의
Also do want to say, like, I think it's really cool that they're all swapping out that Waiting For You Anpanman part. Those notes are like so unique and so different. They sound different for sure from anything that I've ever heard. So like whenever I just saw Jimin singing that and then JK, I'm like, what?
무서워 넘어지는 게 너희들을 실망시키는 게 길을 돕네 오늘은 날 서로도 나꼭 너의 곁에 있을게 다시 넘어지겠지만 다시 실수하겠지만 굳이는 투성이겠지만 나를 매달 날 잃어버리게
That looks like a party.
Let me say all about my compound. I'm a new generation Anpanman. I'm a new superhero Anpanman. 내가 가진 건 이 노래하마. Let me say all about me. My son.
That is so freaking cool. Jeez. God, that crowd. Oh. That performance looked like a freaking party, and I absolutely would have loved to have been at that show. Again, I think that they did with this song what BTS does so well. It's on the face, a really fun sounding song, a little bit different sounding song, and then if you watch the concert, you're gonna have a fun time. Even if you don't know what the song's about, you're gonna be like, yes, this is a really cool, interesting, fun, feel good, happy, upbeat song, and you can sing along to it. So it's cool. They've got that going for them for sure. So like on the face value of it, it's very marketable, very freaking fun, very good song. And then you find out all the backstory and like how deep this song actually is. And that's the type of stuff that makes me absolutely love this band. Like on the face value, it's just good music. That's hard enough. That's like a really good thing already to have. But then behind all that is this amazing message and this really cool, genuine, humble, and beautiful message that they have. And I feel like that, to me at least, is the magic of BTS. And that's why I'm here doing a reaction right now today for this band, because that's so freaking cool and so genuine. You don't get that with a lot of music nowadays. And that's why I'll be doing reactions to BTS for a long time. Everything else is cool, but like, I love the fact that there's so much with this band. Freaking love it. But either way, guys, spread some positivity, be kind to one another. If anybody needs anything at all of my socials are at John Reeves Live, and I will catch you next time. Freaking toodles!